Welcome back to FilmFloggers. We review films and flog dead horses, so you don't have to. Is this week's film choice a complete waste of your viewing time? Much like flogging / beating a dead horses, get it? Please head over to www.filmfloggers.com to check out all of our previous floggings. And while you're there, maybe hang out for a while, look around and vote for our next film. Click on vote, or visit www.filmfloggers.com/vote. Are you an idiot? If so, please check out our Idiot's Guide to Reviewing Us, where even a big dummy like you can leave us a red-hot review. Here at FilmFloggers, we pride ourselves on offering 1-star content with 5-star effort. Once on the website, please click on Idiot's Guide, or visit us at www.filmfloggers.com/review-us. That should have been Idiot's Guide. My fault, I didn't change the URL. Annoying. Once again, filmfloggers.com/review-us. Believe it or not, we now have a Patreon. I know what you're thinking. You have the audacity to ask us to pay to receive more of this. Pause for dramatic effect. Yes. We have a Patreon exclusive show called Nitpickers. I think you'll like it. Please visit www.filmfloggers.com/support-us. Again, that hyphen is annoying, should have removed it. Or head straight to our Patreon page. Patreon.com/filmwafflers. No idea why I did film wafflers. Another mistake. Where you can support us for as little as £1 British or $1.50. And while you're on the website, punch that big purple subscribe button and tell a friend about the vlog. Wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, mistress, your nan, granddad, your kids. They can tell their friends. They can tell their friends at school about the vlog. But in all seriousness, this really helps the podcast grow and enables us to enrich or ruin the lives of the hundreds of millions of earlobes we haven't reached yet. Happy Halloween, everyone. Cheers.
Yes! Right. Get in there. Get in. I'm not expecting... I mean, we can't be talking about this for much longer than like fucking 30 minutes.
Well, yeah, I think that should do it, shouldn't it?
Yeah, do more than enough. All right, shall we just make a start here? Because I think we can. I think we just get cracking. All right, hello, Ben.
Yeah, morning, Tom. How are you?
Hello, morning. I'm good. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty standard.
Yeah.
We're doing what Halloween? To be honest, I don't even know what this is called. Is it Halloween 20? H2O.
Is it H2O 20? H2O Halloween 20 years later, or Halloween H2O 20 years later?
I don't know.
What's the old title card say?
I think it's H2. I think it says H2O on it.
When we're zooming around the room and we're getting that fucking wank Loomis voiceover.
Oh yeah.
I know, it kind of sounds like
his actual voice? Is it his? No.
It's some guy doing it. Can we not use the voiceover?
I don't know.
Carpenter's involved with this, so...
Well, they've probably said no. They've probably gone, hang on, so what are you going to use this for? And they go, yeah, we're gonna play it over like these really wank title sequences. And he goes like, well, no, you're not having it for that. That won't do.
Well, but surely if Carpenter's got an involvement in this, or he's gone like, yeah, okay, why not? He's listened to that and gone, well, that's not Loomis, is it?
It just sounds like an American taking the piss out of a British accent. I met this boy. He was the devil's eyes.
The blackest eyes.
It just sounds like a joke voice.
Yeah, it's like, it sort of sounds like Loomis, but let's just get the actual Loomis. I know he's dead, so we can't get him to re-record.
Joke shop version of Loomis.
Which is fine, but just take the one from 78 then. Why not?
I don't want to sit here and just sort of sneer the whole film. Because, I'm aware there's a lot that goes into these things. I mean, there will be laziness somewhere in the process, but I suspect the people actually mobilising this on the ground probably work bloody hard to actually do this. So I'm going to be cautious not to just completely poo-poo the whole thing. But what a boring, underwhelming film. Like, there is nothing in this that's interesting. The story's obviously non-existent. The acting's okay. You've got Jamie Lee Curtis there. You've got Josh Hartnett, who, although he's a little bit of a pain in the arse, a bit of a brat, he was young, he was up and coming. You can kind of tell there's something there, but the kills are boring. It's not gory. If you get this far down the Halloween line, you sort of go, okay, well, if we're going to justify making another one, let's just make this a gore fest. Let's just have him literally walking around killing people in the most ridiculous ways imaginable. But they've just toned it back. I mean, they've also made Michael Myers more sort of more merciful. Because there are a number of occasions in this where, I feel like after the very beginning to the end where it starts going on the rampage at the school, I feel there is a massive desert of kills. I don't think he actually kills anyone until about 20 minutes from the end. He just walks past people.
He's just driving that shit car across country, yeah. Again, like, it's just these shit cars he keeps finding himself in. You know, it's 98, you know, what's going on?
I know. Well, the thing is that, like, obviously they had to have him driving a car at some point. So they were like, okay, well, what is the mechanism by which we'll have him get his hands on a car that he's going to use for the film? And obviously, if it's the mother and child, if they're driving a normal car that any normal mother and child would drive, I don't know, a Toyota.
Ford Fiesta? Give Michael a Ford Fiesta, why not?
But this is it. They obviously go, well, we're going to have to make it something like ridiculous. We're going to have to make it look like the sort of Jeepers Creepers van in some way. It's going to have to be like a rusty old, like, boiler van. I don't know if you know what a boiler van is, but...
Well, to me, it just looks like an army truck type thing. Like a sort of, you know, vintage World War II army truck that he's got his hands on.
It's like barracks on wheels.
For me, yeah. I just think it's better if he's just got... Because he's not trying to blend in as such, but just give him the Ford Fiesta. Because when he pulls up a bit later, when he's behind old Jamie Lee Curtis, and, you know, she's like on edge, it's Halloween, she's just shouted at Josh Hartnett.
Who's that? Who's sitting in that rusty truck back there?
What's that vintage World War II bit of sewage behind me? It's going to have to be the Myers, isn't it? Who else is driving that?
Who else is driving that? Yeah. Apart from that weird mother and child that I know. But, yeah.
The only problem with that is the, which links into the issue with the mask again. It's just, you know, we'll get to that. I've just got problems again with the mask. It's just,
yeah,
it's not good enough. It's not good enough again.
I mean, I don't know. To be honest, we may as well just dive in. I mean, at the end of the day, I've got a few points here, but I mean, I'm more than willing to talk about the mask.
Right.
I mean, can I just say this? I mean, I didn't feel this is not Halloween 4 territory. We're not talking about pink. We're not looking at pink masks in this. Explain to me what the problem is.
The basis of this story is that it retcons 4 to 6. So 4 to 6 don't exist.
Sorry.
Right. So
sorry. The film 4 to 6.
Yes. So this. Right, yeah. Okay. So this continues from Halloween 2 in the timeline.
Okay.
Because in number 4, Mrs. Doubtfire, Jamie Lee Curtis is dead. So they've kept that plot line, and she's actually just faked her death.
I don't even remember that.
So the kid is, what's she called? Is she called Jamie as well?
Oh, that is her daughter.
That's her daughter, and Jamie Lee Curtis has died in a car crash.
Ah, yeah, and she's been looked after by...
And then 5 and 6 continues with the girl. You know, 6 is stuff about cults and...
Hang on, are you absolutely sure this exists outside of the world of the 4th? Because...
Well, yeah, because Jamie Lee Curtis is dead.
I know, but in this film...
It retcons 4 to 6, yeah.
Because it says in this film that she died in the car. That was the cover story for her to
They kept the plot line, yeah. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense because why would she have left her daughter behind?
Well, yeah, it doesn't.
And Josh Hartnett is flying around.
Well, she's been getting stuck in a new life. What's wrong with that?
Maybe, yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, sorry.
So, okay, right, so... I don't know, what do you say? Like, so, you know, the opener, I suppose, like, you know, a bit of old Joseph Gordon-Levitt pops in, you know, with the hockey mask on. Oh, Friday the 13th.
Well, the only thing I feel with the opener for this is that, first of all, it's Dimensions, isn't it? Dimension, whoever the production company do it is. And it's the same, it basically mirrors a Scream opening. Some of the sound effects are also lifted directly from Scream.
Is it the same bloke who did the sound from Scream?
Well, it's the same music.
Yeah.
It's the same, it doesn't, I mean, I don't know if it's the same bloke, but...
I think it is the same bloke, yeah. I think he's
got his hands on the same sound bites and he's just using them.
Used leftovers from Scream, yeah.
So that's the first thing. So effectively, you're immediately weighing it up against a Scream opening. And actually, no matter what you think about Scream and the sequels, all 3 of those films have, I'm talking about the first 3, have good openers. Like really quite elaborate, you know, the killer rings, there's a whole elaborate setup. And usually it's kind of downhill from there, particularly with the sequels, but the openings are always pretty good. And this just feels like a really, really underwhelming Scream opening. I mean, you know, it starts off, and Michael Myers supposedly has been rooting around the bloody office of a nurse. He's been going through paperwork.
Right, yes. So that was Loomis's old house, and that was his nurse. Is that right? Loomis is now dead in real life as well. Yeah, rest in peace. But he's obviously dead in this. And that was his old house. And that nurse was Loomis's nurse, and she's just taken over.
She's living there?
Taking over the house.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Well, because it doesn't make sense that all his stuff's in, I think that's his office. But then why would he have a folder on old Laurie Strode? Well, she faked to death. He's got all these newspaper clippings about, you know, where's Myers? Where's he been for the last 20 years? He's still alive.
Well, surely he'd know what had happened to Laurie Strode.
Yeah, he must have, because he's got a folder chock full of shit about where she lives, what she's doing. Josh Hartnett's her son. Myers has come in and gone, yeah, I'll take a bit of that. Why has he not just left? He's just hovering around the house, going between the house to house, just, I don't know what he's doing. As you said, there's no point questioning something's, because
the people making it aren't questioning.
Well, exactly.
This. Like, they're just going, well, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But
what are you going to do for an opener of this film? You're not just going to have Michael come in, get the folder and leave, are you? You need to have some sort of like, oh, he's back. Oh, my God. Look at that mask. He's back. So it's okay. It's not terrible. It's just...
Do you think? I just think this opening is just there's nothing in it.
Well, if you don't have something to this effect of Myers going around killing people, it's like, well, what's the point? And as you said as well, there's not a lot of kills going on in this film.
But why didn't they make it more elaborate? Like, why didn't they have him literally, like, cutting this woman's head off or something? Just do something.
Yeah, it's toned down, isn't it?
It is massively toned. I mean, the openers of Screams, if you think back, were always pretty brutal. I mean, the first one, effectively, old Drew Barrymore gets disemboweled and hung from a tree. The second one, and so does the boyfriend who's strapped down into a chair. So that's the opener of Scream, which was a couple of years before this. The second one results in her getting, like, stabbed brutally in, like, a cinema. There was always quite a lot. It was always pretty... Generally, they were, like, the goriest scenes of those. They were the hardest hitting scenes of those films.
I don't think Halloween's been about gore, though, has it? It's never been about that. Up until only now, it seems like the new one that's coming out, where Myers is just going on an absolute rampage.
Yeah.
They've never really been about the gore.
Well, Rob Zombie's films were about the gore, weren't they?
Yeah, I sort of did want to look at more the first one. I think Halloween 2.
The second one's horrendous.
Is an abomination. Yeah,
it is. It's really
probably maybe worth at some point having a look at. I don't know.
Well,
I think someone a while ago on Instagram said, "Oh, you should look at it again. You should look at the director's cut because it explains a lot more." I was like, oh man, that sounds hideous.
No. I've seen it. I saw it a long time ago, and then I saw it more recently. And yeah, it's a real bad one.
Right. There's not been a hell of a lot of gore, is there?
Hell of a lot.
hell of a lot of gore. It's never been too, the original 78, was no blood, is there? No. Maybe just for budgeting reasons or whatever, but...
Yeah,
it's effective, it works. What do you want, Thomas? He is slitting the throat of the nurse. It's like, oh, here we go, he's back. Hockey mask, hockey boot in the face. Oh, hello.
No, I'm just saying that...
Heavy.
The thing is that if you're going to... I mean, for the first one, for example, is all about suspense. And to create suspense, that's a lot harder. You have to be more gradual in how the thing develops. There's a lot that goes into that, I feel. Whereas it's not difficult to make a sort of gore fest. And clearly in this has been rolled out. Like, this is not trying to do something new. This is not trying to be the next best, suspense-filled shocker. It is just it's one in a batch of 7 sequels, and it's just trying to exist. Well, just exist by then just making it a sort of gore fest. I don't really think that's... Because this is just an absolute nothing. I mean, this just does nothing.
It's only 86 minutes as well, and it's just...
Yeah, it's so short.
It's boring.
There's nothing going
really
on.
Boring. There's
not even any police involved. Like, usually with these things, it starts off whenever the police are actually investigating the Loomis house and looking at the crime scene, the day following the nurse has been murdered. And there are 2 detectives there, and you sort of think, okay, well, they'll surely come into this. And, you never see them again. It ends with just Laurie and Michael Myers.
Well, because it's got to be, hasn't it? Because he makes his way across the country. We start in Haddonfield, so oh, yeah, back to the old stomping ground for Myers. Very nice. And then he gets in the car again, rolls off, and it's like, well, he's got a God knows how long drive on his hands. And he breaks down.
Yeah.
And, what's he doing then? He's just hands behind the back, just walking around going like, oh, fucking Halloween in 5 hours. I've got another 10 hours on my hands here to get to California. Fucking hell.
So he's waiting in a public toilet just in the middle of nowhere for someone to roll in.
For that World War II vintage to come along.
And he's just standing, and he's just standing in the cubicle. So he's just standing in that cubicle, just waiting for someone.
You can look at that scene and go, like, is that scene...
It's the best... No, I'd written down, it's the best
Yeah,
scene
no, it is.
It's the best film in the...
Yeah.
It's the best scene in the film, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right, yeah. It's the idea that you see him through the slit in the door, and it's like, oh, yeah. But again, the mask, it's just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
all right, fine. It's quite unsettling. The mum's obviously shitting herself.
Yeah, because she's got a daughter next door, and it's one of those where you're absolutely at the mercy of Michael Myers at that point.
I think if I was her, I'd be like, yeah, Myers, take the keys. I don't want it. Well,
that's what she does kind of do. Like, she gets robbed, but she's like relieved the fact that the guy's just buggered off with the car. Well, she can justify getting a new car, probably.
Just get yourself a Ford
'Cause, I mean,
Fiesta, love.
that's an embarrassment.
Just keep it simple.
Just get anything.
Yeah.
Just get a piece of shit car, but just don't get a fucking van, which is rusty, please.
Right, so what's he been doing then? What's he been up to? I'm pretty sure it includes the second one as well, because there's a mention of, I think Laurie mentions that she saw Myers get blown up or set on fire.
Okay, I don't know what happens at the end of the second one.
All right, well, the hospital blows up. I think Loomis and Myers are going at it, and then it blows up, and
They're going at it.
they're going at it.
Loomis is, spread eagle on the bed.
There's some hand-to-hand combat or whatever they're doing. They're fighting, you see,
Right.
And
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's what she's referring to. So I'm pretty sure number 2 is included. So that means he's been gone for, when was the second one? 81. So 17 years he's been gone. What's he been doing? Well, she makes reference to the fact that Myers only pops in for sort of anniversaries. So her son Josh Hartnett is 17. Laurie Strode was also 17. That's when he broke out of the asylum. So it's like, all right. So he's just been on a beach and just going like, oh God, when's Josh Hartnett turning 17? Doesn't know he exists, but it's been 17 years. That sounds about right. Let's get the mask back on and have at it.
And does he just wear that mask all the time? He spent 17 years with that on.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that would explain why it's so sewage.
Yeah, but it's pretty clean. I mean, it looks clean.
It's very clean, yeah. Well, that makes sense because why it's so skin tight. It's just been put in the wash too many times. It's fucking skin tight. It's just...
Yeah, it is, yeah. Well, it's like a sort of leather. I mean, it looks almost leather.
Yeah. We talked about this on Halloween 4 and about how it was a Mrs. Doubtfire setup. And, I think there's something to that. And I guess, mate, this isn't really Mrs. Doubtfire. It's like he's wearing a condom. He's got a condom on the face.
Yeah.
It's skin tight. You can see the fucking eyes. You even get in the speech from Loomis at the start, the devil's eyes, the blackest of eyes. Well, there's no black there, Loomis. I can see his eyes. It's not good.
Got like blue eyes.
And it's fucking skin tight.
I think the only bit is, when you said something about a CGI mask?
Oh, yeah.
I was looking out
in
for
the
that,
kitchen.
And, yeah.
Sorry.
So the bit so let me get this. Have I got this right? Because I was on the lookout for this. And I was like, well, up to this point, I was thinking, okay, well, I've seen the mask. It looks wank, but I don't think it's CGI. And then it's the bit when the laddie's got his hand down, the garbage disposal turns around, and there's a shot. That's a CGI mask.
That's a CGI mask, yeah.
Why have they done that?
Not sure. I think maybe reshoots. And what's going on with this mask? Seriously, but what is happening with this mask in the Halloween series? Because I can handle a shit film. You can handle that. But surely you've got to get one thing right.
Getting the mask right.
You've got to get that Myers mask on point. And maybe it's people come in and they go, I want to add my artistic flair to the Myers mask, change it up. So people go, do you know what? That's actually better than the original. I like that.
Yeah.
Is it that? But I heard a story. I watched a video the other day of some guy ranking the masks. I was like, that's kind of it. I'll have a look at that. And he said that the reason why that happened, maybe we touched upon it in the Halloween 4, but the reason we got that pink sewage from Halloween 4, briefly, in the school, is because some guy, the prop guy, went to get the mask.
Someone sabotaged it, didn't they?
No. So I think the prop guy went to get the mask. So they got sent all these masks of the pink haired.
Yeah, the pink hair, yeah.
Ill-coloured masks. And they're like, oh, God, well, we're going to have to change those. And so they changed one, which we got, the Mrs. Doubtfire stuff. And the guy just picked up, one of the pink ones. It was late at night, everyone was really tired. Turned up on set and was like, oh, God, I've picked up the wrong one. And by the sounds of it, they were like, oh, we're running out of time, mate. That'll do. It's only a quick shot. We'll get away with it. Apparently. Oh, dear. What, because you've had a long day? But you're willing to accept that?
Yeah, go and get that fucking mask.
I don't know, maybe because it's budgets in the studio. We're like, right, we've got to get that shot done. What are you doing? Hurry up. Maybe it's like, we'll get away with it. No one will notice.
Well, at the end of the day, yeah, but the thing is that, like, if it wasn't for that pink mask, what would you even think? Like, whenever someone said Halloween 4, you probably wouldn't even know what they were talking about. At least it makes it stick out.
A lot of people like Halloween 4.
Oh, do
they? I think so. Yeah, I think it's liked. Yeah.
I don't. Are you sure? Halloween 4? I've never heard anyone talk about Halloween 4.
I think people have found, like a sort of a subtext of the girl and how she's struggling and mental illness and stuff.
Oh, no.
There's that going on.
Oh, no. Is it being swept up into that
I think
stuff?
so, yeah.
Oh, no.
I think it's light.
Oh, well, it's untouchable then, isn't it?
Yeah. I've seen articles that have pointed towards that sort of stuff.
Oh, dear. Well, it sucked. Well, it fucking reeks. I mean, let's get that straight.
Well, yeah, you can probably find that with anything, can't you? If you dig deep enough, you can look at any film and go, oh, yeah, we could do that. We've talked about this before, and we're just digging stuff that's maybe not there. But you go, yeah, why not?
Well, I mean, did you not just think that the relationship explored here between Laurie and the son was, I mean, that was powerful.
To be honest, I think old Josh Hartnett calls it out correctly. He goes like, all this stuff's been spilling out of your head, and you've just put all this junk on me.
Yeah.
Like, what's she doing? I understand that she's having a disaster from that event because, yeah, very traumatic. And, having the nightmares and having to take the drugs and all that stuff. I'm getting that. It's fine. But you've got to watch that stuff around your son.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
You've got to try and take yourself away from it. And I get he's getting older, so maybe he's asking questions. But, he just calls out and goes, like, I've had a fucking enough of Michael Myers. That man and that skin-tight mask are dead. Okay? They're not coming back. Oh, well.
I've had enough of hearing about that junk, Mum.
That's poor form on Laurie Strode, actually. That Josh Hartnett is struggling somewhat because...
It's getting to those stages, yeah. No, I agree.
He's not been let out of the house, basically, for 17 years. This whole Yosemite trip, he's like, you can't go. Myers could be in the trees.
Yeah, what the fuck is she worried about there? That Michael Myers is going to be cutting about Yosemite? Yeah. just I mean, the other thing is...
Well, where's he been for fucking 17 years? He's been at the national parks.
Yeah, I don't know. Who cares? Just been, like, asleep.
Well, I sort of care. I sort of know what he's been up to.
We're probably just not doing anything very exciting.
No.
Just creeping around like a madman.
Just doing the daily chores, yeah.
Yeah, like eating out of cans and stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so the mask, right? So, yeah, as I said, I just don't understand the idea behind it and just the seemingly laziness behind these masks. I think, again, I touched upon it in Halloween 4. So, not great. Halloween 5, I think, is potentially the worst of the lot. It looks like a witch. It's really long. And...
Hold on, Halloween 5.
My biggest thing with that is, I said on Halloween 4, I can't remember what we talked about on that, but there was some mask chat. He's got all this floppiness from the mask because he's not tucked it in. So you've got all the undercarriage of the mask, and it's just flopping around all over the place. It's like, Myers, you've got to look after your appearance. You've got to tuck that in.
Hang on.
I just don't understand. Again, unless someone's just come to the table and gone, right, Halloween 4 mask, it was a bit hit and miss. We had the old pink hair debacle. Let's change it up again. Let's create something that's never been seen before. Let's turn Michael Myers into a witch, with a floppy undercarriage. Why not? See how that goes down. Oh, it's junk.
Let me just remind myself, Halloween 4.
Halloween 6, it's better. Judging by this video, it looks better. The film itself is all over the place. But I think the mask itself is an improvement, certainly. Definitely on 5 and probably on 4 as well.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, I'm looking at pictures of the Halloween 4 mask and Michael Myers, and I mean, to be fair, it's so much worse in that than it is in this film.
Well, the issue with this film and the masks is that there's 4 different versions of it. One of those versions being CGI. Oh, man. So there's the one which he kicks off things with, when we see it at the start, which looks fine. It's okay. Apart from it being skin tight. And then I think there's another 2 that flop in and out during scenes for whatever reason. I don't know why they had to use 4 masks. Well, and of course, obviously the 4th one is the CGI, which is beyond unacceptable, isn't it? A CGI Michael Myers mask.
It's rubbish. Well, it's like almost sort of blue. I mean, it's like sort of bluey.
1998 CGI.
It's like almost kind of like reflective.
Fucking hell. It's an embarrassment.
How could you possibly need to ever, like, CGI a mask on someone's face? Yeah, so the mask in that scene's pretty grim. But yeah, just another example of what an anticlimax that whole scene is. Yet again, there's this drought of kills, and then finally we get this little turd going up the stairs, ends up with his arm down a garbage disposal. And I was thinking, okay, well, we've had this massive lull for the last hour of a film that is only about an hour and a half, under an hour and a half long. He's got his hand in the garbage disposal. I'm assuming Myers is gonna pop out and feed this whole kid down this garbage disposal.
He's gonna put what not?
Surely we're gonna get this guy getting literally garbage down.
He's gonna squeeze him in, yeah.
No.
Well, because it keeps cutting to the switch as well, going like, oh, is Myers gonna come and go? Oh, got ya, and put the switch on.
Well, it's baloney.
It's ramping up the tension, isn't it? Going like, oh.
But there's nothing going on. You don't even see him getting killed. I'm assuming what Myers has pushed him to the ground to death.
Well, probably because of that CGI. They've gone, well, we can't show anything because for whatever reason, we need to put the CGI mask on today. We've got to just have a really quick shot of it so people don't notice and then just cut away. Rubbish, isn't it? It's rubbish.
Right, the kill, right, and then we'll just cover it off. I mean, from here on out, this is where the killing begins, and with the exception of, I think it's the garbage man's girlfriend who gets effectively a leg cut off in a lift. I don't know how she ends up. I mean, she ends up with her leg sort of stuck in a lift that then the cables get cut, so the lift goes down, her leg gets trapped.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's something, isn't it? It's an improvement. It looks like he's got a mask on, which isn't CGI. Yeah, again, it's skin tight, so oh dear. But
yeah,
it's better. And then again, I guess that's kind of Halloween-esque with the elaborate putting her up on this light where the light's sort of in her body. And then they switch the light on, but even though the electric's supposed to be out, they switch the light on and then oh, yeah, there he is. There's Myers. Nice.
I don't think it even is in a body. I think it's just literally hanging down her neck.
Right.
Yeah. I got excited for a moment there as well,
right.
Actually, when I first watched it. And then I was like, actually, no, I don't think that is. I think that is literally just her dead body and there's a light around her neck.
I think it's too little too late by this point. If we're getting those sort of elaborate deaths from the start and he's going through his, repertoire of, how can I make this death look really exciting? And, when Josh Hartnett comes and finds it, how can I make him get really spooked? Oh, I'll do that. It's all right. And then he just pops up again and teleporting. I think we get some teleporting Myers. Quite a bit of teleporting.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's all over the place. I mean, he's walking towards Laurie on a number of occasions and then just disappears.
Right. So I guess we need to mention LL Cool J and the whole setup when Myers first arrives. So he rolls the car up, rolls the old Vintage up to the front gate, uphill. He then somehow gets out of that car.
Yeah.
Does what? Gets in the boot. LL Cool J goes to investigate, and then Myers just walks past.
Well, he's ducking behind the back of it or something, and then LL Cool J has a look in the glove compartment, and then Myers again. Well, again, this is another example of Myers just letting something go. He just walks on past. He's got no interest in killing LL Cool J.
Why?
He just walks past. Well,
surely that's the first bloke you get rid of. He could have a gun.
Yeah, I know.
He could be
the one security man on campus. Yeah, I know. Well, I've got no idea.
But then he stalks him around the little building as well.
No, and then he just disappears.
You get several shots of just like, oh, who's that?
And then the Scream music's kicking
and then fucks
in, and you go, okay, well, Scream has never let us down. Like, Scream always results in someone getting pillaged. And no, so he just walks past. So, again, just another complete anticlimax.
You get another scene of Michelle Williams. She's
Williams,
there, very young.
Yeah, she's
very young. She must be 17. She's about the same age as Josh Hartnett, 17, 18.
Yeah, that's it.
Redoing of the scene and when they're at the school and Jamie Lee Curtis is the teacher, and then you see Myers outside. He's not next to the washing.
Oh, that's right.
He's now walked into the school, so he's already got in somehow to the premises.
He's in
to then have a look through the door. And she sees that, and then so that means that he must have then left again. He must have snuck past LL Cool J again to get back into the Vintage, to then reverse down the road, to then wait in the lay-by for the buses to leave for Yosemite. So that was quite lucky that he's timed it where they're all going to Yosemite. And
well, there can only be basically one road into this place.
And then driven back up again, and then did the whole teleport out of the Vintage and levitate past LL Cool J.
Yeah. I mean, it's just bored. I don't know what else to say. It's a
bit of a shame, really. Cause I was,
it's a boring film.
Yeah.
It's not even that fun. It's not fun.
No. I think maybe we should have done. I don't know, Halloween 6, maybe.
I mean, to be honest, some Resurrection would probably get you what you need.
Probably, yeah. Some Buster Rhymes, yeah.
That's what I thought this was going to be. I thought this was going to be like a sort of Resurrection type thing. Whereas in actual fact, it's just probably the most boring Halloween film.
By the looks of that video, you get a nice bit of black eyeliner for the Myers in that one. I think that's because people were like, well, we can see his eyes. This guy's supposed to have the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. It's skin tight, I can see everything. Oh, sorry, yeah, what we'll do, we'll get the old black eyeliner. Oh, that's better, yeah. Oh, well, that's better, that's an improvement. What else are you going to do? We're going to take Cool J out and put Buster Rhymes in. Oh dear, right.
I mean, I actually don't mind LL Cool J's, and I know, like, I don't think he's a great actor, but I'm just saying he's so passable.
fine,
I mean, he's in Deep Blue Sea, and I like him in Deep Blue Sea.
All right.
I actually like his character.
You can't be too offended by him.
No,
he's fine. Yeah,
he's all right.
He's doing his stuff on the phone, doing his erotic novel. It's like, whatever. Yeah,
Fine. I'll take.
Well,
it.
it's just I don't know. Like I'm not here for a laugh, though. To be honest, I'm not here for Cool J making me giggle. I'm here to see Myers butchering people. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, but they're just I think they're just filling it in with as much stuff that will get folk in the cinema and not offend too many people. Keep it very, very PC. Keep it very, very, light. And put some Cool J in. Put all these up-and-coming stars in it. Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm surprised that she was actually willing to be part of it, because it's shit. I don't know how she didn't read that script and go, God, this is boring, doing this.
Then she agreed to come back for Resurrection and gets knocked off in the first 5 minutes.
Well, it'll be the amount. I mean,
money talks.
Imagine how much she got offered for like that 5-minute scene in Resurrection.
I think maybe they were going to continue from 4, 5, and 6. They were going to continue the timeline to a point. And I think because Jamie Lee Curtis agreed to get involved, that's something like, oh, brilliant. Let's retcon those bits of sewage and let's get her back in. So yeah, well, of course, she'd have been paid handsomely. Yeah, well, she's Halloween. If you think of Halloween, it's Jamie Lee Curtis. So get her in. Did you notice the bit when the guy, her boyfriend, he thinks he's shooting Myers, and it's actually LL Cool J who gets shot?
Yeah.
And again, you see, well, unless Cool J has borrowed or stolen one of those 4 masks, I imagine Myers is gagging to give them away. So yeah, maybe the hair's very prominent. That's Michael Myers. That's the shadow of Michael Myers. And then they shoot, and it's actually Cool J.
Oh, I didn't really notice the hair. So you can actually see the hair.
Yeah, it's. I'm pretty sure that Cool J's got a slap head. So I don't.
Well, yeah, he's got very, very like.
He's got a shiny slap head. Yeah,
He's got a very shiny.
Yeah, you can clearly see that shadow is Myers. Yeah, skin tight, hair propped up, hair gelled up. That's a Myers.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. Well, there you go.
I guess that's why the guy shot. He was like, "Well, that's Myers. You can't miss that mask, can you?"
Well, no, but as well, he doesn't even die. He comes back later on.
He gets clipped in the ear, apparently. Yeah, big sort of pool of blood. But
so I don't know why he was. Well, I guess maybe he was in shock.
Boy, he probably just saw that mask. Fucking hell, I'm taking a time out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna sleep through this.
Give me 15. This finale just looks boring. I'm out.
Yeah, it is.
How does he even know she's going to come back? When she drives off, how does Myers even know she's going to come back?
Well, I think Myers almost enjoys the fact of them escaping, and then he can just start the whole cycle of stalking again. I think almost he's a stalker more than a murderer.
Yeah. Well, for this one, certainly, yeah.
Yeah, he just likes creeping around. He's just a creep show.
Yeah, I think I think he'd written it off. I think he watched that. Go, right, I'll come back another 12 months then, I'll go back on holiday, come back again, try again. Then we just get a quick workout.
I think he likes it.
He starts doing the old one-arm chin-ups. Yeah. Very strong. Nice. Very impressive.
Yeah, I think he's more of a stalker than a killer in this. Yeah, he's the kind of guy he's probably spent, the last 17 years just breaking into people's houses, just sort of like creeping around.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's been doing.
Maybe.
Just looking through people's stuff. Going through people's paperwork. Just having a look at those invoices.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Yeah.
But I really haven't got anything.
I want to have a look at it.
I know. I just really haven't got anything more to say on this one. It's just...
What about the ending? Anything you want to say about that truck or the not the truck, the bloody ambulance and...
No.
Yeah.
It's just nothing of interest. What, she cuts his head off at the end. Can you tell me this? When was it introduced to the series that Michael Myers was Laurie Strode's brother? When did that become a thing?
Halloween 2. So when she's in hospital, I think there's discussion that, oh God, yeah, and also, did you know that it's actually her brother? Jesus.
And does she know that?
I think she finds out in 2. Yeah, I think someone tells her. Oh, yeah.
So effectively, right.
Because in the newer Halloween, they've gotten rid of that idea. I think so they make a reference to it in Halloween 2018. Like, oh, yeah, isn't it her brother? Oh, no, that's just a story they made up. No, it's not. It's just some random bloke. In the 2018 one, isn't it the idea that he's not escaped to come after her? He's just escaped because he had the opportunity to do it. Well, because obviously the doctor set it up, and he's just on the warpath again. That's the idea, which is actually quite interesting. Where he's not come out and gone, right, well, where's fucking Laurie Strode? He's got no interest in her. He only takes an interest when she starts hunting him down He's like, oh yeah, that's that fucking bitch from 20 years ago, from 40 years ago. Oh dear, yeah. I've been
that's right. Yeah,
which is I guess that's good. Yeah, the whole point is that Michael Myers is just the definition of evil, and he just will kill whatever's in front of him. Yeah, well, maybe we'll do Halloween Kills towards the end. Maybe we'll review that if we get the chance to see it.
Well, when's that coming out? Is that
middle of October?
Right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be better than this.
Well, I think we should maybe try and do another Halloween, just because this one's just been it's just a dud. It's not even that it's unbelievably shit. It's just boring. Boring and a little bit shit with just a really shit skin-tight mask. All right, great. Thank you. Makes my eyes. Yeah, well, there's... Yeah. What about Janet Leigh? Did you see Janet Leigh? Oh, mate, come on.
Oh, no. Mate.
You know the lady who goes, everyone's... it's Halloween, everyone's entitled to one good scare.
Oh, yeah.
That's Janet Leigh. That's the mum. You know the Psycho episode when I dropped the bombshell that Janet Leigh is Jamie Lee Curtis's mum? That's her mum.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see.
And she walks off to the Psycho car, and the music kicks in from Psycho. Did you say that?
No.
Oh, mate, you've got to look more.
Oh, no.
You've got to take more interest in this.
So that's Janet Leigh.
That's Janet Leigh, yeah. That's the mum. And then she walks off to the exact car. I'm assuming it's the exact car from Psycho, yeah. And the music kicks in. Oh, yeah. Oh, bloody hell. Callback.
Oh, well, that's a nice little bit. No, I missed that completely.
Unfortunately, I think that may have been Janet Leigh's last feature film, which is a bit of a shame, I suppose. Going out on that. I guess nice that she got to do some stuff with Jamie Lee, I suppose. But
yeah.
Jeez,
no, I missed that, unfortunately.
Oh, mate, terrible. No interest.
But yeah, no, I mean that's it. I just haven't got any more for you on this. I
don't think it deserves any more. I think that's plenty, isn't it? I don't know what we've done. 35, 40 minutes. I think that's all H2O deserves, to be honest. Yeah, we're pushing 40 minutes. Yeah, fucking hell. That's
all right. Right. Well, that's everything. I think until next time.
Oh, mate, please, tell the fans where you can find FilmFloggers.
Oh yes, you can find the FilmFloggers on Twitter, Instagram, and all the big hitting podcast platforms.
Please think about reviewing us. We've got some good pods. We've got Apple Podcasts. We've got what else can you review? Some Podchaser. We've got a bit of that.
Yeah, Podchaser.
We're doing these 31 films in 31 days. It's very exciting. It's very stressful. It's we're doing it for charity. We're getting that involved. So just mate, just read those episode notes. Have a look at it.
Yeah.
It's we're doing H2O for you. This was a turd, so just think about maybe leaving a review. Yeah?
Yeah. No, I agree, yeah.
Well, that's it, yeah. Thank you very much.
Right. Okay, until next time.
Yeah. Right. Bye.
Goodbye.
Hello and welcome to What's Our Seat Number. If you're listening to this trailer, you're deciding whether or not you're going to listen to this podcast.
Good.
But chances are we've lost you already.
Wait, what? No, come on now. What?
Well, I mean, it takes what, like 10 seconds for people to lose interest in things? I am not being defeatist. They've gone already. It's for now.
Now they are, because we started arguing, so we've both sort of driven them out.
Well, go on then. Tell the dead air who we are.
Okay, the dead air.
The dead air.
The cadaver.
The people who aren't listening anymore.
I'm taking control. You introduce yourself, and then I'll introduce myself, and then we'll talk a little bit about what we're doing, right? It's going to sound more professional that way. Go.
Okay. I'm Johnny Gross. I'm a filmmaker and a film fan and fanatic and obsessive.
Good. Very good. That was very well done. Very professional. You sounded like you're in control and almost like you know who you are.
All right then. And who are you?
I'm Sai. I'm a 3D artist and a game designer, a film fan. I'm your brother as well.
Really?
So we're going to be talking about some of our favourite movies and hopefully some of yours as well. There's going to be trivia behind the scenes.
Do you want to tell the listeners why we've called this podcast What's Our Seat Number?
You really came to the right person with fielding this question, because I feel that I can take this story and really bring it to life. Okay, so one time we went to go and see a film in the cinema and I asked, what's our seat number?
Fantastic.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I did it for you.
It's great.
If you want to hear more, you can check out the rest of our episodes. We're hosted by Podbean, but you can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music or Audible, TuneIn, Alexa, Listen Notes, and now on iHeartRadio, Player FM, and Podchaser. So pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Please don't forget to review, like, and rate, and keep listening, because the more you listen, the more we'll be able to produce. Bye.
Ta-ta.